Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone today? So good, I hope. So good. I am. Are you ready to celebrate International Scribble Day? I sure am. I have all kinds of ideas and all kinds of mixed mediums. And so, I guess we'll just go till we're feeling like we're done. Make sure that you have some water. Let's try and drink our water together today. Let's try and finish a 16-ounce bottle throughout this little class. Let's see, who's here? Say hello if you're here. Hey, Deb. How are you? Hi, Keels. Let's see. Oh, the wildflowers. You asked me about that, and like I just skimmed through the text that you sent. It was that last place. What was where we went to see the flower pots down in the water. When we came back up and there was a gift shop up there. That's where I found the wildflowers. Anyways, and I send them to everybody, Keels. All 6 other people, and I have a pack for myself. So it'll be fun to see what becomes of them. So for today's celebration, you know, I love to celebrate International Scribble Day because it's kind of right up our alley, right? So I'm thinking, a while back, I started to really feel like, and we've talked about this in the past a little bit about mark making and how we need to up our mark making game. And yes, it is why I asked for addresses. It is. So today we're going to explore asemic writing. And so I have just a piece of copy paper, right? And I'm going to do some asemic writing on here with a jelly roller. A couple reasons why. One, because you'll be able to really see it. So we're going to do high contrast on this, right? So let's do blue, maybe. You know what? Let's do black, because I do have this, nope, I don't have a black in there. I thought I did. In the pop, well, you know what? Let's do pink. Okay, so I have this, the matte pop. So asemic writing, if you don't know, is like writing without words. That's the easiest way to describe it. So it's open, symmetric form of writing. So you want to make sure that your letters, your shapes that you're kind of drawing are big and loopy, and that you make sure you add ascenders and descenders, but it's not going to say anything. So oftentimes I like to kind of I just fiddle around. So I just want to make sure that I have ascenders and descenders. Yeah. And that you also then make sure that you have you have some horizontal lines in there. So you're writing almost like when a child pretends to write cursively. And this isn't going to say anything, right? So, so it could be this, right? It could just be this. It could be more cursive-y. It could be printing. Right? So, another way to do it is, are you ready for it? To write with your eyes closed. So let's pick a word like artsy. Right? So you can kind of see what I wrote. But what if we tried to funk it up just a little bit more, right? Make sure you put in some ascenders and descenders. You put some horizontal lines, right? So you're just gonna kind of just experiment and play. And so here's another thing to think about. You can do a whole sheet like this, or you could do like just little bits, right? You could do a little corner. You could, so this was the matte gel pen. So what if on this one that we played with yesterday, we do just some little filler. So I'm using this, I don't remember what the name of it is, what color it is, but what if we did a little bit of asemic writing in little bits, right? So just some little it is kind of a scribble, so it's fitting for today, right? And you can do it upside down and sideways and however you kind of feel. And I feel like that just added like another level to this page, right? So think about, we have the little bits that we had from yesterday, enhancing your jelly prints or your mono prints. And then today we've added some asemic writing to this same page. So you can use all manner of mediums, right? So we've used two different kinds of jelly prints, jelly pens, but we could also, let's bring this white sheet back. We could also use, say, our Posca pens, right? Much bolder. Right? We could use art crayons. We could use colored pencils. Let's see. So I have regular colored pencils in here. So let's use this green. So kind of think about this as just another tool in your artsy arsenal, right? So all the things that we learn in class are tools in our artsy arsenal. Like yesterday's class was all ways to enhance your monoprints, right? That's a tool in your artsy arsenal. Maybe you make notes of it, or maybe you have a good memory and you can just remember it, or you make samples so that you have something to refer back to. I was just talking to someone the other day, I think it might have been Keely, I don't know, and we were talking about how your art journal is, maybe it was Tammy, I don't know. Your art journal is a reference file, so to speak, right? So, you remember different techniques that you used in your art journal, right? So we started this page last week, right? So here's my page so far. I need to think about what I want to do inside of my saguaros. I had a couple of thoughts. One thought was that I wanted to print off the saguaros from the printable and color them in and then just add them here, right? Another thought was that I could somehow do something with these squares. I don't know what just yet. Another thought was that I could cut out I could take that same cactus and cut out use it as a pattern and cut out maybe from some jelly prints, or maybe from some other art papers that we created. Maybe I do something really cool with some asemic writing today and I cut those out. Think about ways that you can incorporate all those things that we learned on these pages, because this is your reference file, right? So this page already has writing on it. This page already has writing on it. This page does not, but I kind of have something that I want to write on here. No, not really, not really. Well, I could do some on here maybe, like some little bits. This page is kind of, I don't know that I want to add more to this, but one thing I could do is I could do some, so we did high contrast and we could do low contrast, right? So we could take these spheres, right? Remember the circle page, and we could do some asemic writing in here. And maybe we do it to follow our our the deeper color around the edges. So that's a nice, that's kind of a lower contrast than the pink on the white, right? So think about if you had a page that had that was all, like if you painted a page all one color, right? I'm kind of digging that. So if you had a page that was, I don't know, like loving that, you guys. If you had a page that was watercolored all one color, or like this, there were bits and bobs that were painted certain colors, and then if you came in with markers or gel pens or colored pencils. What if we came in with a colored pencil and we did some Asemic writing on top of there? That's very low contrast, right? So this is pretty tone on tone, but I know it's there, and I'm going to see little bits and pieces of it. Yeah. What if so just know, like you could use, like I said, you could use a regular pencil, you could use jelly rollers, ballpoint pens. Ballpoint pens are very fun. Okay, this one. I don't know. Ballpoint pens, Posca pens, crayons, art crayons, markers, watercolor pencils, right? So you could do, here's a regular pencil. Let's play with that. So what if we did just some regular pencil within this circle, right? And I will say that it's quite it should be very relaxing to create. It should be not be stressful to do this art form, right? So if I do pencils, then it's just enough that it's not competing with the handwriting that's part of the background of this page, but it's giving me some more cool visual interest. It's giving me lots of visual appeal. Just as handwriting in general is pleasing to look at, so is Asemic writing. And I kind of like doing it over the handwriting. It's just giving me like another layer of artsy goodness. And it's just kind of like a version of scribbling. I don't know how else to describe it. So get your art journal out and see where can you add some Asemic writing. Do you remember when I was at Keeley's, every day we added something else to the pages of our art journal? Sometimes it was part of a ticket, or sometimes it was a color. So let's do that same thing. Let's continue to add just something Tammy, it needs to be all the things, right? So we're doing it in our art journal, we're doing it on a loose sheet of paper. I did it on a print that I did. There's, right? So it's all the things. So like I said, we can do high contrast or low contrast. Like this is quite low contrast, but it's still there. It's like just another layer. And I love that it just added something more to my page. Just a little something more. I will say that there is a man who kind of was at the forefront of this, and his name is C.Y. Twombly, Twomby, and he was a cryptographer in the Army, and then is credited as the innovator of Asemic writing, the Asemic writing movement in art. So there's not a lot written about him. Let's take a drink. There's not a lot written about him, and there's very few pictures, but we have him to thank for all of this. So this page, I was like, I don't know. Another thing that we could do, digging in this page to find, or in this bag, to find, there we go. Okay. So I have a watercolor pencil. So I could add some Asemic writing as another, like I told you, like another form of mark making, right? And this, I taught a class during the retreat, and we talked about building a page, right? The things that go into building a page. And building like a cluster. And one of the things I like to do is, and I talked about it when I built this page, was I like to work in a grid. I lay something down, and then I lay something else down, and then something else. Like these were vertical, and then some horizontal, and then another vertical, right? Until it's as aesthetically pleasing as I can get it. And I like everything to touch because I like connectors. Another connector, sorry, I'm having an allergy attack this morning. Another connector is mark making, right? Mark making is going to help bring all the bits together, right? Like when we created this page, remember, we worked really hard on finding spots for these little these little cutout pieces, yeah? But now that I have, there we go. Now that I have a, I did some watercolor pencil, I want to take a little water. Let's see if I find something I can pour from this squirt bottle. So you could squirt it, or you could come in with a water brush, or just a wet paintbrush, right? So I just wanted to put a little bit of water in this water brush, and I can soften this, right? So I can get my paper towel and get that water coming out, get that activated, right? And now let's move that. You can wipe off some extra. And if you notice, I came all the way across because I wanted the connector to connect this and this and this. The base page, all of it. right? Do the same thing down here. Just think of like, it's something else to add to your page. Make it more interesting. Connectors. Think about all your connectors. And like I said, that it's just one more, it's just one more, it's just one more tool in your artsy arsenal, in your noggin, right? So let's let that dry, and then maybe we go over this with some asemic writing with a gel pen. Maybe we, I don't know. I just want all those artsy layers to just keep working with each other. So I talked about all of the things that you could, like Keely said, you did it with a Karen marker. Shut up. I'm sure that's gorgeous. But also think about all the different substrates you could do it on. You could do it on copy paper. You could do it on a jelly print. You could do it on some of my vintage puppetry. You could do it on graph paper, right? You could just pick a page in your art journal and do some asemic writing. So let's pick, you know what? Let's pick this new, no, not that one. Let's do that new green. It's so pretty. Oh, and I have that new gold too. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, this green comes out and it appears almost black. At least it did when I was painting with it yesterday. But what if we did, because here's another fun thing that I did way back when I designed for Rusty Pickle. We would write out our journaling, and then we would come back and we would color in bits of that journaling with different colors, right? And who's to say that it has to be all the same medium, right? It could be some Posca pens, and then it could be some colored pencils. That's what I'm kind of feeling. And because it's kind of writing without words, it can be, you can write backwards if you want. Or you can just act like you're writing a letter. One last line. Let's do one last line down here. Ta-da! Okay, so we filled the whole page. And like I said, you can fill in some bits and bobs. Let's do some Posca pen fillers, and then let's come back with some colored pencils or jelly rollers, or you know, all the things. And I'm just kind of roughly coloring in. I'm not doing anything with any kind of pattern or just randomly coloring in with this color. It's so pretty, this ochre. It's really nice with the, I think it's called khaki. Right? I saw this, you know, I love Mending Beautifully. She just, this is so weird how life is, you know. She just had a little a post on asemic writing, and she talked about how she liked asemic writing because you can choose what you think it says. I thought that was funny. I thought that was really funny. Let's see. So now we load up, we came in with some colored pencil, and we did kind of the same. And this is lime peel, of course. It's one of my favorite colors. So this could be, like, this is going to be its own creation, you know? Oh, we're doing on time. Oh. So, Tam, I want you to try it in all the things, you know? In your art journal, on a separate piece of paper, on a jelly plate print, or one of the mono prints we made the other day with the Ziploc bag. There we go. Oh, I'm loving this. I'm trying to think of my next color, what I want to do for my next color that I want to add. I feel like, oh, guess there was a little bit of ochre that was wet. I think I want to do some deeper greens, but you know what I'm thinking? We could certainly deepen that, right? We could do some shading around the edges. There you go. There you go, Valerie. What a better way to get to know them, right? The way you get to know those new art friends is by just playing with them, playing with them, playing with them. So when you get something new, do a bunch of different pages with them. Do a bunch of different exercises with them. Oh, I'm loving that. I'm loving deepening. And here's the thing. Anybody can do this. Tammy, Avery, and Ella, you could just ask them to pretend to write a big long letter, but in cursive, right? Fill up a whole page. Think of the cool art you could make out of that. another thing I was thinking about was, look at this. I have this piece of a jelly print that, who knows. So dig through your art papers. Maybe you find something cool like this. Maybe you find something that you started, but like it didn't, and then you cut it up and you use part of it, but you have this other piece left over. What if I just remember I told you you can just use a ballpoint pen, and I could fill in these lines. Who knows why I did that? Right? And here's the thing. You could use, how cool and interesting would it be to use like a corner of this for collage, right? You could collage something with this. You could, another thing that you can think about, like once you've created lots of visual appeal on here, fill it with pattern and texture. You could certainly use this to die cut, right? You could print one of my art printables by running a sheet through your printer, and then you'd have a piece of artwork that is absolutely one of a kind. And wouldn't that make an interesting right, all of this, look at that blue, is just bringing out those little bits of blue that were left on the jelly print, on the jelly plate, and picked up with the paper. Right? Okay. So, and think about, okay, so, I don't know, can you see that? Let's see. Right? So now I can do lots of things with this. I can, I could splatter on top of this. That might be interesting. I could put some bits and pieces of foil on it. I could add some Posca pen on it, although these stripes are Posca pen. I could do all the things, right? So let's do some comfort book really quick. So I'm just going to pick a page. Okay, here we go. First, let's take a drink. Good gravy. Okay, I hope this email finds you. I hope this email finds you well. I hope this email finds you calm. I hope this email finds you unflustered about your inbox. I hope this email finds you in a state of acceptance that this email isn't exactly important in the cosmic scheme of things. I hope this email finds your work happily unfinished. I hope this email finds you beneath a beautiful sky with the wind tenderly caressing your hair like an invisible mother. I hope this email finds you lying on a beach or maybe beside a lake. I hope this email finds you with the sunlight on your face. I hope this email finds you eating some blissfully sweet grapes. I hope this email finds you well, but you know what? It is okay if it doesn't, because we all have bad days. I hope this email finds you reading a really good poem or something else that requires no direct response from you. I hope this email finds you far away from this email. Oh, that was a good one, wasn't it? I don't know, silly me, why I thought we should try a new book. I don't know. I love that book. I just love that book. Oh, I wanted to play with where's the, there we go. So this is what I was talking about. I wanted to, oh, it's a good one, Pegs. It's a good one. So I was thinking about like some painted, I mean, I would paint it too. I wouldn't use this one, but I would paint some cacti to fill this space. Maybe I would fill only one space with a painted piece. Maybe I would fill the others with something else. I don't know. I just wanted to share that one with you. Let's see. So this, I'm kind of digging it, and I'm kind of digging that blue. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe I just leave it alone for a little bit. Because that's a good thing sometimes. It's a good thing to just let it percolate in your noggin. You know what I mean? So, did I tell you all the things I wanted to tell you about asemic writing? That it's the easiest way to remember it is writing without words, right? It's writing without words. If you're brand new here, if you would like, follow, and subscribe Ann Corbiere-Scott Designs on these following social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And then ask to join our private Facebook group, Stitch Along with Ann Facebook group and Ann Corbiere-Scott Designs Facebook group. Both of those groups you can post photos in for all things Ann and artsy, like my stickers and my art printables and my washi tapes. All of those things are on AnnCorbiereScottDesigns.com. And then if you want to send me an email, just AnnCorbiereScottDesigns@gmail.com. So I am losing my steam. So I think I'm just going to have this one go 45 minutes. And so I hope that you will take all of the information we talked about today about asemic writing, that you kind of need to write it like a child's attempted cursive, and try it with all different mediums and substrates. Make sure that you have big, loopy, scribbly letters, and that you add ascenders and descenders. Make sure that you scribble by the baseline so that you have some, like I said, those little horizontal kind of lines. Thanks, Keels. Remember to try low contrast. Try high contrast. Remember that it shouldn't be stressful to create. Remember Cy Twombly. I want to find out more about that guy. And remember to consider connectors when you're creating your pages and when you're using asemic writing as another mark making tool, right? It's just one more tool in your artsy arsenal that's in your noggin, right? So as you're creating, you're going to start to like, oh, I could add that. Oh, I could, you know, who knows where I'll go with whatever the next thing is. I need to take some decongestant, I believe, because I can feel myself getting nasalier and nasalier and nasalier as class goes on. Anyway, I hope that you take this new skill and just run with it. Remember, we will meet again tomorrow for our regular scheduled pop-in paint party. And then we'll meet on Saturday for National Pencil Day. And then on Easter Sunday morning for National Crayon Day. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so great. So that's a lot of art in 1 week. Next week we'll go back to regular. I adore you all. Thanks so much, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye.